technology that would reflect sunlight out of the Earth's atmosphere, causing global cooling. Ooh, that's not fraught with risks. You thought gain-of-function research on pathogens was dangerous. Try that. But that doesn't stop Harvard University. Its scientists are testing that technology by spewing calcium carbonate dust into the atmosphere.
Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial. It would look something like this. Thousands of planes would fly very high and use nozzles to inject millions of tons of light-reflecting particles into the stratosphere. It would create a thin chemical cloud of those particles around the whole planet, blocking some sunlight from reaching the surface. It would mimic a giant volcanic eruption, which we know cools the Earth.
Now, just to restate, Bill Gates is not God. Bill Gates is some kind of weird, socially awkward rich guy who lives in Seattle. He doesn't own the planet, but he's now changing the planet single-handedly. This is not just over his yard in Seattle. This is over your yard and our oceans and the whole planet. Now, according to Forbes, Frank Kutch, who's the project's top investigator, quote, does not know what the results might bring. Well, just experiment with the globe and find out what happens. It's cool, though. He's a billionaire. Michael Schellenberger is the author of Apocalypse Never, Why Environmental Alarmism Hurts Us All, which it does, as our rivers and oceans get dirtier and no one notices. Michael, it's great to see you tonight.
Thanks for having me, Tucker.
It's a little alarming to think that someone as myopic and out of touch and totally ideological and weird as Bill Gates thinks he's in charge of the planet. What should we be worried about here?
I mean, basically everything. I mean, when I first heard about this over 2 decades ago, this was a thought experiment. But this is real. They're really trying to do this. They've encountered opposition every step of the way. I've co-authored articles with the Harvard investigator. We've told him personally this is a terrible idea. The vast majority of scientists disagree with this. You have to remember what they're proposing to do is identical to what we feared would occur after nuclear war in the 1980s, which is nuclear winter. The idea is that you cool the planet deliberately. The effects on crops are completely unknown. They call this an experiment, but they know that there is no way to figure out what the large-scale planetary effects of this kind of thing would.
All right, Shalom, this is Gamali Allah, God of Great Millstone, Atlanta. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, Kakwadash. That belongs to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, it's a quick lesson. And it could be entitled, This is Why We Call This Man the Devil. All right. And only a devil would do something like this. All right. But as you saw in the video, you got this guy, Bill Gates. All right. And Bill Gates, you know, he's a big demon. He's a big devil, man. You know, at one point, they said he was the richest guy, you know, in the world, which I'm not sure. Well, number one, he's not the richest. He's just the richest that they tell you of. But also number two, you know, this guy is you know, he's definitely working high on the left-hand side. And he's been doing a lot of things that are controversial to the environment in the name of global warming. And so this guy is now his new thing he's trying to do is, spray the sky. They want to spray the sky and block sunlight. All right, to try to counteract global warming. And yeah, only the devil will do something like this, man. So here it is. Because the whole thing about this whole global warming thing, and you remember the whole push to go green, that happened maybe, I think, in early 2000s, you know, early to mid to like 2010s range, 2008, that range. There was a whole push to go more green planet and recycle and save, you know, the planet and things of that nature. Now, Bill Gates also played a big role in that. But you know, and then it's like, this guy is a computer tech giant, as Esau called him. He's a weirdo, a tech weirdo in so many words. And so this guy, what does this guy know about science? What does this guy know about these different things? Well, he's basically experimenting, man. He's basically just experimenting with different things. He has a lot of money and power, to try to, push his agenda. Now, one thing I wanted to say that I was getting ready to say is Esau is a devil because their whole thing about them, we gotta, they blamed it on the people for global warming. Oh, y'all are using too much, the cars, too many people driving, too many, people aren't doing this, people aren't doing that. They blame it on the people, and it's their fault, But you're the one in control. You're the one that set up the system. That's why it's hypocrisy, because you're trying to blame it on the people, but you are the one that's polluting the earth. Talking about Esau, you're the one that's polluting the earth. So Esau is a king gaslighter, meaning he puts the blame on everyone but himself. All right, he wants to blame the people for global warming, but it's really been him all along. Okay, this is number one. Let's get this, Job 9:24, a classic. It's been him he's in control. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So yeah, the earth is given, the wicked rules the earth, okay? So if there's anyone to blame for pollution, it's Esau Edom. He's the wicked. It says he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And that's what he also did, is cover up the faces of, starting with YAHAWASHI. All right, but he also covered up the faces of other, great Israelite men as well. Now, like I said, if anyone is to blame, it's the so-called white man. So let's get, I think it's going to be, no, that's not it. Isaiah 24, yeah. Isaiah 24:5, it says, the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Yeah, so the earth is defiled, man. This devil has defiled the earth, greatly polluted it. All right. Now, the reason why he has is because he's transgressed the laws. All right. The Lord tells us how to treat the earth. The Lord has laws in place on how to treat the earth and environment. All right. And this devil breaks those laws. All right. Because he is not a fit ruler. Okay. Well, also because he's devoid of wisdom. He can't grasp wisdom. All right, but it says, let me see, that's pretty much the point. I'll keep going, verse 6. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. All right. Yeah, so that curse has devoured the earth. But point being is that this devil has greatly polluted the earth. And now he's trying to come up with drastic measures to try to fix his mistakes. All right. This is all the doings of the so-called white man. We read it. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So if there's anyone to blame, it's him. And he is causing, the pollution and the everything that's wrong with the earth stems from the so-called white man. All right. He's in control. So, that's pretty much that. I just want to touch on those couple things and bring that out. Lord willing, you were edified, giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Shai, BAHASHAM, Kakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.